Good morning, almost afternoon. Depends on where you are, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watching Materials, your latest update on the tropics. We now have Invest 93W. The reason I'm starting to get early is I just felt like it. Starting the stream just a little bit early today. Um, so we're gonna be talking about Invest 93W today. And the where it could go, where the areas it could affect, and obviously Invest was it 92S, 91S, Invest 91S, which as you can see from here, it has been relatively weak. It hasn't really done a lot, but we're gonna watch it and monitor it here over the coming days and here in the future. So we're just gonna go straight here into the West Pacific, so we can kind of take a look at that storm and see what we're dealing with that system there in the West Pacific. So here we go. So again, it is this area of this cluster of thunderstorm is 1,006 millibars right here. I can remember, the lower the air pressure is in a tropical system, the stronger it's going to be. So we're just going to take a look at models here. So again, eventually it does show it developing, after becoming relatively intense. So the possibility of this becoming something of significance is certainly a possibility. So you can kind of see, but you know, really that cold front is on its way. It's going to be making its way over eastern China here, or western China pretty soon. Or no, wait, where is it at? It's like over western China right now. So, and then it's going to make its way over the Korean Peninsula, and eventually over Russia. And by that point, that cold front's going to move through, and it's going to interfere with it's going to hit that low pressure. And then right as the low pressure system, that storm right there, really begins intensifying, ladies and gentlemen, is when it's going to be pulled off and taken to the north, as you can see. And that's when it becomes usually extratropical, because they get sheared apart, ripped apart. And we could have some more systems there to the south of Thailand and that region. Really depends. So we're going to have to closely watch that. So this is our next possible system here, possibly developing. So closely going to be monitoring that. I'm going to do a refresh here. So there's Invest 93W on the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, and there's Invest 91S, as you can see. So we're also going to be looking at the Indian Ocean. So again, here in the Indian Ocean, we're watching this area of disturbed weather right down here. It has been showing, but you know, there's a possibility. So they're still showing it does actually close the LLC off. Again, a relatively weak system, then another system possibly making its way towards India. That's 150 hours out from now. That's another system we're going to have to watch and monitor here. But as you can see, it does intensify, actually peaking at 997 millibars. It shows right there again. Notice how small, how close it is, how compact that system is, which shows, you know, we could have winds 50, 40, 50, maybe even as high as 60 miles an hour in there. But there, as you can see, it begins to weaken off and, well, actually go through another phase of intensification there, as you can see. 990, 998 millibars, 990 millibars, actually, 991. So this might be a peak closer to this time period right here. So as you can see, that's that system. And again, this goes well into December of 2021, December 12th, 2021. So this is going into December, and eventually we'll be making our way into January of 2022. As we close off this year, 2021, off here pretty soon. So again, that's the system we're going to be closely watching there. So possibly another system developing here. It looks like an area of low pressure is actually sitting right here in this region, south of not Thailand but Vietnam region. And it's going to be moving generally westward, as you see, over Singapore and then over the Bay of Bengal. That system right there is expected to be a relatively broad system, very, very large, and cover quite a large area. And again, it could produce lots of heavy rain along the west or the east coast and even the northeast coast of India there. As it moves northward and makes landfall there, it could even produce quite a bit of heavy rain there in Bangladesh. So that's something we're gonna have to closely watch and monitor. So actually, let's take a look at India, the Indian region, and see what we're looking at here. So we're gonna go right into this right here. So there it is. Again, it really develops here. Once it gets over the Bay of Bengal, there's 1,000 millibars. That's what could potentially be a tropical storm. As you can see, it is a closed LLC. It does have a closed low-level circulation. You can indeed see the isobars are closed all the way around. It isn't just a wave. But again, it does intensify. It does try to intensify, and it does try to bring some heavy rain. But this almost reminds me of hurricane / tropical storm Nicholas. You can really see the winds coming in from the south and from the southwest, blowing all that rain away from it. You can kind of see it get sheared apart. You can kind of see the wind moving in this general direction. Put that to motion, so you know what we're talking about. So you know what I'm talking about. So there it is. You see some of the rain on the west side, but then boom, look at that. It all gets pushed away from the low-level circulation, which tells me there could be dealing with some wind shear, and maybe some wind shear as it approaches the Indian coastline, which is in fact good, because it will not produce as much wind, storm surge, or waves or flooding there. But still, I still certainly think that flooding is still quite the possibility here for India and possibly even Bangladesh. So we have to closely monitor it, so you can kind of see it does try to intensify 996, maybe even as low as 995, 994 millibars. We're going to see, but as it approaches the Indian coastline, just this one model here shows it does get sheared apart. So that's something we're going to be closely monitoring. The Australian region's not really seeing anything at all since last I checked it. Excuse me. Which, as you can see, nothing appears to be developing in the region of India. And again, for that area of disturbed weather here, Invest 93W right here. Again, to the north, okay, and actually to the north and to the west of the Federated States of Micronesia there. So there's that area. You can kind of see here in the Marshall Islands, you can indeed see quite a bit of heavy rain is occurring in that area. Quite a bit of heavy rain is occurring in this Marshall Island area. So quite a bit of convection is in fact occurring. I do think there's a little bit of wind shear, but it looks like the wind shear is relaxing a little bit, since there does appear to be a little bit more convection occurring near the low-level circulation. We'll have to see. I do think it's moving away from the wind shear region, and it's moving into an area of more favorable, an area that has more favorable. It's more of a region area, more favorable activity. So there's that, and then obviously there's a system to the south of Vietnam here, Cambodia, Laos. This is Laos right here. This is Cambodia. This is Vietnam on the east coast. So this area of thunderstorms is expected to move to the west, to the southwest, to the west over Malaysia. Wait. Yeah, Singapore is this tiny little area right here. This is Malaysia. Where the heck does Malaysia end, and where does Thailand start? Oh, it just keeps going. Oh, is this the ending point? Whatever. I don't got time to figure out where. I don't know. It ends somewhere in there. Maybe this is Malaysia. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Anyway, supposed to move westward and then make its way into the Bay of Bengal. But right now we are watching this system down here, which is not looking very, very well developed. It's very weak. It doesn't look very well developed at all. Continuing to look at the models, really not seeing anything of concern right now. Again, here's Invest 93W as of 1200 UTC, November 26, 2021. 8.5 degrees north, 155.5 degrees east. Again, the maximum sustained winds are 20 knots, about 25 miles per hour. The minimum central air pressure is 1,007 millibars. So that's what we're dealing with there. As you can see, it will intensify. It's going to take time. Even the next 24 hours, it's going to remain where it's at right now. But past that is when it could intensify. We're seeing 1,005. It's almost 994, 991, maybe even 980. We're going to watch this. This could certainly drop in air pressure and intensify as the storm makes its way to the north and to the west, really to the west-northwest here in the next several days here. That's 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 96 hours. So we're going to closely monitor this tropical system here over the next several days. Really, it's all generally simple. Nothing really going on right now. I literally don't even know what to talk about. I didn't really plan this out because I don't know what to talk about. Because, so... if you want to join our server, it's a place where you can come, you can talk. We're going to be talking about, we talk about weather, generally the tropics, the North Atlantic, the East Pac, the West Pac, the Central Pac, the North Indian Ocean, the Australian region, the South Pacific Ocean, the Southwest Indian Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, and talk about the tropics. And we give out we're not watches and warnings, excuse me. We talk about the threats that are going to be in an area. We're going to talk about storms, watches and warnings we'll talk about, and anything you need to know if you want to avoid that. So feel free to go in the chat below and click on that link. That will take you to our Discord server. And you can join our Discord server there. And yeah, it's really nice and really great. It's a lot of fun. So the more people we have, the more enjoyable it will be for everybody. So there's that. So yeah, gonna continue going into this. Really not really looking at anything here in the future. I just kind of wanted to bring those two things out and talk about those two areas of disturbed weather here, right down here, right over here, and possibly right here pretty soon. So I'm gonna be watching. Again, I like to keep these streams sweet, short, and obviously quick. We don't like to keep these so long. There's not a lot going on, but certainly there's going to be a lot more stuff coming to the Hurricane Watch Team here in the future. So be prepared and be ready for that. So we're very, very excited about that too. So yeah, we'll be doing more stuff here. More stuff's coming to the Hurricane Watch Team. Feel free to subscribe. Again, I like to keep these sweet and short. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to let us know. With all that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace out.